California with Diego Martinez, candidate for governor of California. 2022, around the corner. Elections will be sometime around June, so we have to get ready. Why? Why are we getting ready so early? Well, if you guys have been paying attention to the headlines lately, Southwest Airlines, Amtrak, other organizations, other businesses, their employees are starting to walk out. Their employees are starting to stop. They're not going to work because they're refusing to be mandated to take a vaccination, to have a job. Well, the good thing is, help is on this way. Kind of weird to say that, but it is. The state of Florida, DeSantis, put in order that you cannot mandate anybody to have a vaccination, to have a job, or to go into a restaurant. Well, what happened in Florida? And this is interesting. And why do we care what's going on in Florida? Because what happens in Florida will trickle down to California. This is probably one of the best things that's going on, because the state is suing counties in Florida right now because of vaccination mandates. The lawsuit states that it is against the rights of a person to make them get a vaccination to have a job. It's against their freedom and rights to mandate them to show proof of a vaccination to be able to eat in a restaurant. This is going on right now in Florida, which is great for the rest of the United States. Anybody else who's facing this, once a Supreme Court judge rules on this and rules that it is unconstitutional for them to mandate anything, it will carry over to the other states. So it's kind of nice to see Florida took the action on it. The governor of Florida is actually leading the charge on this. So these are all important things that are coming down when we talk about what is going on with the vaccination. It's against the constitutional and religious code. It is, and that's what they're fighting right now in Florida. The good thing is that they actually took it to court. No other state has done that. Now, we live in California. What is California up to? What's going on? Gavin Newsom has signed the most laws into action after he won the recall. And he has also vetoed quite a bit of laws that he says there are redundant laws that he has vetoed before. So some laws that he's putting into effect don't make sense at all. Some laws that he's vetoed, you're like, why would you veto that? I do agree with him when he vetoed the law that they were trying to pass that if you could stay sober, they will pay you. So let me get this straight. Let me go get an addiction, get into a rehab, and then I'm going to get paid for the rest of my life. As long as I don't consume alcohol or drugs again. Most of us be like, hey, I'm in. I never did a drug in my life. Let me go in there, get out, I'm clean, go ahead and keep paying me, right? Cold and I have hold them out of school and in order to get them back in. So we'll talk about kids in school right now because we have a lot of stuff going on this month and next month in the state of California that we all should be aware of. October 18th, they're talking about a national walkout day out of school, right? They don't want you to send your kids to school on October 18th to put a point about the vaccination. Let's talk about that a little bit. Everybody's gathering over where? At the Capitol. Here's the thing, guys. When we're doing these kind of rallies, if everybody doesn't show up, it doesn't make a difference. 200 people do not make a difference. 2,000 people do not make a difference. It has to be 40, 50, or 100,000 people there for them to listen. So if we're going to do a rally on October 18th, we all need to get our asses over there on October 18th to stand together and stand united for a better California. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. That's the problem with rallies. You got 5, 6 people believing in this cause. Everybody believes in it, but when it's time for action, nobody gets off their butts and goes and actually takes care of the action. You expect 5, 20, 30 people to do it. Guess what? Nobody cares. 5, 30, 50 people, nobody cares. Nobody's listening to us. Why? Because it's not that important to them. You got 100,000 people there. Guess what? You got their ears. Because same BS that I pulled all my kids out of school, they're all studying online. The online study, man, I'm sorry. I know that that's a different alternative, but man, How much are our kids losing by doing that? And I'm not telling you to vaccinate your kids, and I'm not telling you to take your kids to school. What I'm saying is this. Somebody needs to get in front of Gavin Newsom at one point or another and ask him the simple question. You mandated our kids to have COVID-19 vaccinations to go to school. Why is your daughter that's 12 years old behind on all her vaccinations? Why doesn't your kids have the COVID-19 vaccination? Yet nobody wants to ask him that. Yet we all want to sit here and go and vaccinate our kids? No. That's not right, and it shouldn't happen that way. Why are we taking medicine before we're sick? It doesn't prevent you from getting COVID-19. It makes zero sense whatsoever for any of us to go get COVID-19 vaccination, 2 vaccinations, 2 booster shots. That has got to stop. Why? Follow the money. Follow the money. It's all I got to say. How much money did they give Gavin Newsom to keep running for the recall? Follow the money. This is all about them getting rich. That's what's going on. So I'm going to tell each and every single one of you guys out there right now, both parties have failed the California people. Don't think that you're a Republican and you're any better than a Democrat. Don't think you're a Democrat and any better than a Republican. Because guess what? Both parties have sold the California people out for their best benefits. That's every single person that we elected into office has sold us out. Forget about party lines. Get your neighbors. Get your kids' friends, their parents. Get those kids. October 18th, we have got to get down to the Capitol. We have got to raise our voice. And it's not 200 people. We need thousands. We need our voices to be heard. They need to be heard loud and clear. You get thousands. And I'm not talking about 5,000. I'm talking about 100,000, 40,000, 50,000. How many parents really care about this mandate and vaccination? Those are the people we need to get out there. We need to start going to school boards and raising hell. And when they don't do something, we need to pull our kids out. Why? Because the schools don't get paid. If your kid don't go to school, they don't get paid. The school does not make any money if your kid's not in school. So I don't understand why the school boards are doing what they're doing. We need to get involved. We need to replace school boards. We need to get in the middle of them, and we have got to stop what's going on. I was just thinking about you and the November 18th event when I saw this posting here in Sonora County. Thank you for saying that, and we'll talk about that here just in a little bit about November 18th. We have a couple things before we get to that. First of all, October 18th, show up to the Capitol. Get your kids out there. Stand for no vaccination mandates for COVID-19 for our kids to be educated. This isn't right. We say it's public school. People say it's government school. No, we the people of California pay for these schools. You don't believe me? Take your taxes. You get taxed for the school district in your neighborhood. Guess what? It's time that we speak up. It's time that we stand united. Forget about your party lines. Seriously, I guarantee you, there's other parties that feel the same way we do. Libertarians, Tea Party, Green Party, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. California, stand up for California. Forget about the damn party lines. Forget about who's doing this. Because guess what? If you're a Democrat, Democrat society is running this right now. Democrats have full control. And what are they doing? Our gas prices are through the roof. Our taxes are going up. Everything is going out of hand here, yet we keep voting these people into office. And if you're a Republican, Libertarian, or anything else, start uniting to get rid of these people that are in office that are affecting us. The separation of party has gone too far. This is exactly what they wanted to do, and they're getting what they want. Why? Because if they separate you by parties, they have control. They're controlling us. We're letting 500 people control 22 million people. That's the odd difference here. How are we letting people who we vote into office dictate what we do when they don't do? Gavin Newsom, how come your 12-year-old daughter does not have her COVID-19 vaccinations and she's behind on all her school vaccinations? There's a simple question. I will not vaccinate all my kids till your kids are done. Post our lives everywhere. Let everybody know we need to go. The more support that we get at the Capitol October 18th for this walkout on schools, the better it's going to be. The better our vaccination is going to be. October 30th, we're going to be in series. Check the flyer underneath on all my pages. If you're a patriot, if you're a group, if you're tired of California the way it is, come out and join us. When October 30th, we're going to be in series. Central Valley, we are coming here. We are coming here, and we're going to go strong from the Central Valley. We have got to stop letting LA and other areas that are more populated than us dictate what we do. We have got to start uniting the Central Valley and Northern California to be a strong force so our voices can be heard and they shall be heard. But the only way we could do that, again, is by people showing up to these events, is by people coming together, by people saying, I have had enough and we need to be here together. October 30th in series in the park. I believe it's a Saturday, so you guys need to come out, come be with us. I'm forwarding a video to your email. I will look at that here in a little bit, Margaret, when we get off today. I appreciate all the emails that you send me. I actually read all the emails. I watch all the videos that people send me. So if you guys have anything you guys want to send me, want me to know about, please feel free to do it. If you guys have a comment, please leave it on the bottom. If anybody wants to join and talk about what we have going on, you're more than welcome to at any time. We are on a limited time, so we usually try to cut the interviews and let everybody else who wants to be able to come and be part of this. October 18th is the walkout everywhere, but we are joining everybody where? At the Capitol. Why? So that our legislation know what is going on and why we are upset and angry. Because just walking out and staying home is mute, is this. How many of you guys heard that? Nobody. Why? Because it wasn't in front of us. It wasn't in our face. If you're going to walk out, October 18th, go to the Capitol. Go stand next to the other people that stand with you. Go let your voices be heard. Otherwise, go to school, because it's the same effect. If we're going to unite and we're going to let our voices be heard, we all need to go there. We can't have the same 20, 30, 200 patriots show up all the time when there's 22 million people in the state of California that vote. We have got to stand united, and we have got to stand together, and we have got to all go there. We have got to support the people that are trying to help us. We have got to support the people that are in our favor and doing our cause and what we believe in. If you believe that your child should not be vaccinated for COVID-19, if you believe that your job should not vaccinate you, or force you for a vaccination to have a job or employment, or to have to prove that you have a jab to be able to walk into a restaurant, come join. October 18th at the Capitol. Let our voices be heard. Let our legislation hear us. Let them know that guess what? If you're not doing our will, you will not be in office much longer. Stand on the school board or school grounds and tell them start filing lawsuits against. Check out, that is one of the things, we got to start filing lawsuits. I hate to say that. Follow Florida's lead. Florida's doing it, and they're going to win that lawsuit. I'm pretty confident that Florida will win that lawsuit, and you'll see a change in what's going on these days, and you'll see a change in what's going on with the laws. November 30th, the flyers are out. Some of you guys on Instagram already got them personally because I asked you guys to please share them. You guys are influencers. You guys are people that people know. You guys got a lot of followers. Help me. Help California and the water rights situation by sharing and letting people know about this event. This is a bipartisan. I don't believe in parties. Yes, I'm a Republican, but I think the Republican Party needs a major overhaul. I think society needs a major overhaul when it comes to politics. I think we need to look at what people are stand for more than what party they stand with. Because just because you stand for a party or you're with a party doesn't mean you stand for everything that they stand for. I believe that California, we need to be the first to re-innovate. Parties don't make a difference. People make a difference. November 18th, Thursday, 10 a.m. till 4. Boots on the ground, make California great again. We are co-hosting, along with myself, the biggest rally for water, for the water rights of everybody in the state of California. Water is essential. Water, bipartisan. Without water, our farmers can't grow food. Without water, we can't do our essentials. Water is a lifeline that they're taking away from us. California produces enough water that we should never be in this problem. First of all, we have to replenish. We actually have to be able to secure our water and put them in the right places. So our dams need to be rebuilt. We need to build storage for water properly stored. We need to have enough water that we can go ahead and put in the ocean so our fishermen can actually go ahead and fish. We need to have enough water that we can bottle water. Not like the bottled water companies right now are in a shortage of water also. So this is affecting everybody. If you're a farm laborer and you want to get more money, well, if the farmer can't get more water and they can't produce more acreage, you can't get more money. It's just the way it is. Water is something that affects each and every single one of us in the state of California, and I'm asking each and every single one of you that are watching my shows today, they're going to pass them along to your friends. Pass the flyer along and let everybody know November 18th is a must show at the state capitol. We need to be united, 100,000 deep. Southern California, Northern California, Monterey Bay, all the way to the foothills. The water's affecting each and every single one of you. If you don't believe us, go outside and look at the signs where they say water shortage. There is no water shortage. It's man-made. It's water management, water rights. I'm asking for each and every single one of you to tell your friends and your neighbors, it doesn't matter who they are. If your neighbors can't water their lawn today, guess what? Go out and say, hey, they're having a rally about water. It's important. We need to show up. We need to stand up. We need to be just like that group that calls themselves Fed Up. Because Californians, we are fed up. But it's time for our voices to be heard, because if they're not, nobody's going to pay any attention to us. If we all go together, nobody's going to pay attention to us. If we have 20, 30 people there, we don't have a water problem. We have a 30 people problem. Farmers, I go up and down California every week. Pray for water. Stop praying, start showing up. Start standing for your rights and start standing with people that believe in you and want to fight with you. I'm asking each and every single one of you farmers out there, up the 99, up the I-5 corridor, November 18th, come out, come stand united, come stand with the people that stand with you for your water rights, for our rights to grow our vegetables, to grow our food in the state of California. If we don't do this, that's a lifeline that's taken away. I'm going to be there. I know the guys from Boots on the Ground are going to be there. People from Make California Great are going to be there. Now, are you going to be there? Are your friends going to be there? Is your family members going to be there? Is it worth one day of work? It's worth more than just one day of work. It's worth our voices being heard and being united for a better future. That's what this rally is about. November 18th, water. Water, water, water. That's it. Political parties need to step aside. If we don't start fighting for our water rights, we will not have water. We will not have our vegetables grown in the state of California. A lot of people will lose their jobs, and water will be like gold at that point. Something that was free. Imagine going to a restaurant paying $5 for a glass of water. Anybody coming from up north, anybody from Lake County, Mendocino County, join together, carpool. Get as many people here as we can, especially Mendocino County that you guys are dying for water. We're doing this for you. People down by Death Valley went to your little town. You guys are dying for water, water rights. Come up north, carpool, get people here. You want your voices to be heard? 100,000 people out there, they will hear our voices. They will hear all our voices. We can surround the Capitol. That's how many people we need to get there for them to actually pay attention to us. This isn't just 200, 300, 2,000 people. We have got to have thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there so we get all the attention of the news. We get all the attention of the legislation that are inside. That's what it's going to take, guys. It's really, you guys want to make a difference? This is it. Show me somebody else that's trying to unite California for something better. We are moving forward. And if you're a farmer and you're affected by the water and you want a place to be able to speak, Diego Martinez for Governor.com, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to put a list of people who are affected by water. If you're part of the Farm Bureau, send me a request. Love to have you guys there. Because we're fighting for your rights as much as you guys are fighting for ours. We need to come together and fight together. Stop separating the laborers and the farmers. We are one unit, because without the farmers, you have no laborers, and without the laborers, you have no farmers. So we need to come together as one Californians. For what? For water. And that's what November 18th is about. Telling you, we got the flyer out, print it out. Print it out, and when you see a farmer, hand it to them. When you drive by that farm, hand them a flyer. Tell them somebody's actually standing up for you. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab a stack of flyers. I'm going to go down to Fireball, Dos Palos, Del Rey, Hanford, all those areas, and I'm going to stop by each radio station. I'm going to hand them a flyer, and I'm going to ask them to put a public announcement. It might not be happening in your county, but it's happening in every county. Water affects every county. So when I ask these radio stations to do a public announcement for me, guess what? It's because it affects your county. If you're in Fireball, right now you're dying for water. Dos Palos, where's your water? I see the signs. Merced, going out to Los Baños. I see the signs. 99 out by Fresno. I see the signs. Pray for water. Up north, when I went up to Ukiah, I see the signs. Now I need to see you and your employees and everybody who you affect to come out to the Capitol November 18th. Stand with us, because we're standing with you. That's how big this rally has to be. If you're part of the CRA, Central Committees, if you're part of the GOP, come on out. Come support. Let's support each other on this journey about water. Because if we don't stand together, we don't stand united, nothing's going to get changed. And putting signs out on the freeway, guess what? Isn't working. They're not watching it. Why? Because they fly over. They don't drive. Our politicians don't drive, they fly. So they don't see your signs. You want your signs to be heard? You want them to be read? November 18th, water, state capitol, 10 a.m., boots on the ground, make California great. Diego Martinez, candidate for governor. We're spearheading this, and we're going to go all the way to where they can hear us. But it isn't going to be 200 of us. We need 200,000. So I need your help. Like my policies, you don't, doesn't matter. This isn't about me. This is about California. If you're a Democrat or Republican, this isn't about party lines. This is about California, California water rights, and it's time that somebody actually stands up and does something. And the only way we're going to do that is by going to the Capitol and letting our legislation hear us. I don't care who you voted for in the recall. I don't care who you support. Support yourself and your friends and your family. Support California and California water rights. That is the truth about what's going on November 18th. We're supporting California farmers, California humans, California rights, not party lines. Don't like my policies, don't worry about it. Don't vote for me. But come out and help me let your voices be heard out there. Because that's what's going to be important. We are fighting for a better California. We're fighting for our water rights. And if you can't come out there and fight when you don't have water, when you have to go to a restaurant and pay $5 for a glass of water, you're going to remember that. And you're going to be like, man, I should have gone to that rally. Because one more person makes a difference. One more voice makes a difference. When you have a rally at the Capitol and you have 200 people there, nobody's listening. When you go there on a Saturday or Sunday, the highway patrol is getting paid triple time to sit there and listen. How about our legislation? How about the people that make the rules? They're somewhere else. They're not listening. They don't care what's going on at the Capitol. They're not at work today. You don't believe me? How many of you guys clock in and out every day from a job? And when you clock out, do you care what's going on at work? You don't. Why? Because it's not important to you no more. That's exactly what our legislation is doing to us. We can go there every Saturday, every Sunday for the rest of our lives, and nothing will ever change. Why? Because nobody's there listening. You go there on a Thursday afternoon before they're getting ready to go home on break, we're going to mess up their whole break, because now they're going to be thinking about how many of those people out there yelling were in my district. How many of those people that out there yelling will not vote for me again if I don't stand forward and do something about this. That's what we're going to do. That's why November 18th is so important. That's why we picked that day, because they're getting ready to go on break for Thanksgiving. I want them to go home for Thanksgiving and think about the water. Every time they turn on the faucet, they're going to remember the hundred thousands of people that were out there yelling at them to fix California water rights. So when they get back, they better fix the water rights, or guess what? We have an election coming up. We don't need to re-elect these people. They don't do what we need them to do. We need to replace them. Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. We need to replace the legislation that doesn't help us. Tom McClintock called me yesterday. He had a nice call on the phone. I don't know if any of you guys got it. I'm in his district. And he's talking about water, border, this and that. I clicked on there. They wouldn't put me through because my first question was, Tom, where were you during the recall? Why should any of us vote for you again when we needed you, you weren't here for us? It's funny how my phone hung up. That happened yesterday afternoon, right about 4:30, 5 o'clock? 6 o'clock, sorry, it was almost 6 o'clock. I got the phone call. I'm like, I'll listen. And they said, press 00 if you want to ask the person a question. 00. Mr. McClintock, simple and fast question. I love your ideas. How come you weren't here helping us with the recall for the people who voted for you? How come you weren't out here on the recall saying, recall Gavin? My line went dead. You think I'm going to vote for Tom McClintock again? No, I'm not. I'd rather not vote for anybody. Why keep voting for somebody that doesn't want to protect me? Why keep voting for somebody that doesn't want to stand up here and stand and fight with us? You want to call me, I'll listen to your BS, but when I ask you a question, I actually expect an answer. Especially one that's important as, how come you weren't supporting the recall? Yeah, you're talking about border security, you're talking about everything that Gavin Newsom's doing wrong, but when you had a chance to voice your opinion and make a difference, you didn't come here. So McClintock, no, you do not have my vote. Flat out. Unless you can call me again and explain to me how come you weren't here. And if anybody knows Tom McClintock, is in his district, is listening to this, you can send him this message. November 18th, we're standing up for water and our water rights in the state of California, Mr. McClintock. Can you get your ass on a plane and come to California and stand with us and fight? Devin Nunes, I'm going to ask you to come too. Bakersfield, Fresno area could really use some water rights. And I know it's not that simple as me saying it, but I'm going to ask you to come and join us at the Capitol, November 18th, and fight for our water rights. Jessica Patterson and the rest of the California GOP, I'm going to ask you to unite and come and help us fight for our water rights. And any Democrat or Libertarian or any other organization that's out there, I'm going to ask you guys to come together and come help us fight for California water rights. Start showing us why you're in the place that you're at, why you're elected to lead California. Because grassroots movement is going, and we're going strong. And I'm going to ask the rest of you in the Central Valley area or anywhere around the Ceres area, come join us October 30th for a mega rally in Ceres, Central Valley, where the heart is. If you call yourself a patriot, you call yourself a 3%er, and you're fed up with the state of California, come join us October 30th. Let's make a grassroots movement that California will never forget. Because a person like me to get into office, it's what it's going to take. A grassroots movement. Money, but the support of the grassroots people and the grassroots organizations that are out here to find a real leader to lead California forward. I'm asking each and every single one of you to come and join us October 30th in Ceres. If you have kids, you're going to keep them home on October 18th. Let's educate our kids. Let's do something that hasn't been done. Let's take our kids to a rally. Let's take our kids and show them how democracy really works and how standing united makes a more of a difference than being an individual. Let's take our kids to the Capitol with signs. Us as parents, let's go and stand together. Let's stand there for our kids. Let's stand there for this vaccination mandate that shouldn't be happening. Let's all go together October 18th and ask Gavin Newsom, why his 12-year-old daughter does not have to have the vaccinations like the rest of our kids do. Yeah, he's the commander-in-chief of the state of California. He wants your kids to be vaccinated, but his aren't. Should he answer that to all of us? He should answer for a lot. October 18th, mark it on your calendar. They're calling it a National Walkout Day. Let's walk out and walk into the Capitol. Let's go to the Capitol. Let's stand united and let's stand together and let's get there. When the policy first grabbed your attention, that got you wanting to run for governor, why the particular position? That's a good question. What got me into politics? Proposition 10. Any of you guys know what that is? Governor Brown went after my industry. Proposition 25. Now SB 262 that's roaming around, that's going to take a whole industry out. I just had enough. Why run for governor and not for assemblyman? Why run for governor and not something else? Because the governor has the ultimate say and the ultimate control on what does and what's not happen. Your assembly people, if we don't get more Republican assembly people that are real Republicans, not rhinos like the ones that were running for government last time, we don't get nowhere. If we can't figure out how to unite California like Ronald Reagan did, we're not getting anywhere. The position of governor is to oversee and to manage the legislation. Their responsibility is to write laws. The governor is the one who approves the laws. The problem is that we have people like Frank Bigelow, who's been an assemblyman for 12 years, 10 years. He's going to renew for his last 2 years. Hasn't done anything for anybody. Nobody has seen anything. Yeah, he's getting reelected. What difference has he made? None. Now, when it comes time to reelect, all he does is say, I'm going to reelect. I haven't seen a campaign board. I haven't seen anything from him at all. He's a Republican. 10 years in office. Haven't heard of him. I'll ask each and every single one of you. Who's your assembly person? Who's your state senator? State, not federal, but state. Most of us can't answer that because we don't know, because we don't even know who they are. And if you go from one county to another, they don't know who they are. You want to make a difference? I looked at the job that made the most impact and the most difference, and I saw if I was qualified for it. That's what made me run for governor. I ran multi-million-dollar car dealerships. I ran some broke car dealerships, and we made them all successful. I ran my own company, made it successful. California's a business, and it's time that we take California as a business. I looked at legislation, and I looked at the laws, and I said, these don't make sense. Who's writing these? Forget about who's writing them, who's approving them. Yes, there's a veto, and when your assembly has the majority, they can overturn your veto. To a point, that is all true. But if you work with everybody and you actually make the right legislation, you shouldn't have to either veto or have them overturned. You have to be able to stand there and justify one way or the other what is going on and what is best for the California people. Getting triple tax now on your cars, it's not good for anybody. And I'll talk about SB 339, which Gavin Newsom signed into effect, which is charging you per mile that you drive per year, that DMV is going to start collecting when you register your car. Well, when you get to that, let's just say that you drive 27,000 miles a year at 8 cents, and your annual registration of your car is an average of $500. 8 cents to 27,000 miles equals to right about $2,200. Your car registration for that beautiful little Honda you have is now $2,700 a year. How many of you guys can afford that? How many of you guys want to afford that? That law doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They say it almost justifies the difference between gas tax and the inflation of people who have electric cars that don't pay gas tax. So why wouldn't you just charge them per mile? Why are you charging the rest of us? You're already charging us taxes higher than anybody else in any other state for gas. Now you're going to charge us per mile that we drive. So when you look at legislation like that, you ask yourself, why wouldn't I want to run for office? Why wouldn't somebody with common sense that wants to think about California, people that lives this and goes through this all the time, why wouldn't you want to run for office? That's what motivated me to run for office, was the stupid laws that were coming into effect and how they affected each and every single one of us. We're going to fix the voting system, but we got to get into office. Bottom line, how do we get into office with the voting system that we have? We do a bipartisan candidate and we go all out, because there are Democrats, Libertarians, Green Party people that are as fed up as we are about what's going on. That's the only way we're going to win. That's the truth. We need to cross party lines. We need to get everybody involved, and we have got to stop worrying about who's a Republican, who's a Democrat, who's any of that. We need to start going to see who's best for California. That means you sit down and you actually educate your neighbors. That means you actually listen to what the person's saying and see if you can stand behind them. We're not going to all agree 99% on everything. But if you agree with one candidate more than somebody else, stand behind that candidate, support them, get them into where they need to be. Tell your friends about them, share and like their videos. That's how we're going to change election. It's not by election integrity. It's not about going in thinking that we're going to do something, because guess what? The people who are in charge are inside the Capitol. We need to change them to change the system. We need to let them know that we're done playing, that we're done letting them walk all over us and do whatever they want with us. That's why these rallies at the Capitol are so important, that we can get more than 200-300 people there, 500 people, 5,000 people sounds really good, but it's not when you look at it. 40 million people in the state of California. What's 40 million compared to 5,000? It's not. It's about that big. And when you look at numbers like that, that's the way you got to look at it. So you need 100,000 people there. You need people out there. We need our voices to be heard, and we need it to be heard loud. So if you're in Southern California, Northern California, the Bay, Monterey Peninsula, the foothills, you want water rights? You want to fix the water situation? I don't care what part of water you deal with, whether it's the farmers, whether it's poultry, whether it's the dairies, whether it's just your home lawn that you want to water every day. This is your opportunity to stand next to your neighbor, your fellow Californian, and let your voices be heard. This isn't a Donald Trump movement. This isn't a Republican movement. This is a California United movement for our freedoms and our rights in the state of California. We have to quit looking at other states. We have got to quit looking at other people to come help us. Because the recall showed us one thing. They're not coming. And they're not going to help us. So if we don't help ourselves, nobody's going to help us, California. So California, let's unite. Let's come together for our water rights. We don't have to agree on policies. We don't have to agree on everything. But can we at least agree that we need more water in the state of California? We need to have our water rights. Come and join me, November 18th. Boots on the ground, make California great again. We're co-hosting. And we're hoping that it's one of the largest rallies in the state capitol. October 18th. Come on out. Let's stand for our kids. Let's stand for the vaccination mandate. Let's say enough is enough. Our kids deserve the education that we're paying for. Our kids deserve the right education in schools, and they should not have to get a shot that we don't know anything about. And please, if you're out there and you're listening and you're going to tell me that you got the shot to protect me, take the shot to protect yourself. You don't need to protect me. That is one of the worst things I've ever heard, that you're taking a shot to protect me, that you're wearing a mask to protect me. If I'm not worried about protecting myself, you shouldn't be worried about me either. October 30th, Central Valley, all the Patriots, everybody in California, come out to Ceres. Let's stand strong. Let's show that we're fed up with what's going on in California. Let's stand united. October 30th in Ceres, Central Valley. We're going to have one of the biggest rallies around, just to inform everybody and get everybody united and together, because we have a lot of work to do in this state of California. I'm a Californian, not looking to leave, yet looking for others to join in the fight. Man, I am too. I'm not going anywhere, California. I'm staying here and I'm going to fight for our state. And if you want to fight for California, come stand with us when we do these rallies. Come stand united. Come tell your friends. Again, you don't have to agree 100% with my policies. But when we talk about rallies and we talk about uniting, it's for a better cause. And if it's your cause, come on out. And water is a California cause. Mendocino County, I know you guys are dying for water. Come on out. Carpool. Get your friends together. Get somebody out here. The more that show up, the better it's going to be. I'm also inviting Chris Bish from Sacramento to come on out. We're actually inviting other candidates that ran for governor to come on out. We're inviting everybody in California to come on out. This isn't about political. This is about our water rights. This is about us showing our legislation that California can unite for a better future. We're going to cut today's program a little shy. About 40 minutes or so, because we have another meeting I got to go to here in a little bit. I just want to be able to come out and do my program and let you guys know what's going on. Thank everybody for your support. Thank you. I couldn't be doing what I'm doing without the support you guys give me. Please like and share my videos. Please donate to the campaign. DiegoMartinezforGovernor.com. There's a donate button. Please do it. California families to get united together and fight against our domestic enemy to a real man into office and work alongside him unto unite California and strengthen our rights and our freedom. Thank you. We're going to fight. And I'm going to ask each and every single one of you that's a patriot, that's a Californian, that wants justice all the way around, from vaccinations to water, to our human rights. Come on out to the Capitol and let our voices be heard. Congress is signing a bill for the defense program for the United States that allows government to remove your guns from you. Check and look at the defense contract that's going on. The United States defense bill that's going to pass is flowing around Congress right now, and they want to take your gun rights away. And it's in there that they have the right to do that for national security. This is stuff that the people that we voted for. Waking Up California, Thursday morning. Invite your friends. Interact. Put your comments. I read them. I go back and I reread everything. Thank you guys for joining me today. I will see you guys next week on Waking Up California with Diego Martinez. I will see some of you guys on the 30th in series. I hope a lot of you guys, I meet a lot of you guys. Come out, come say hi. I'm going to be there. Sam's group's going to be there. The guys from Pleasanton, Boots on the Ground. A lot of groups are going to be there. Freedom Angels, I believe, are also going to be there. We haven't heard much of them. The Mother Militia is going to be there. These are all the organizations that are grassroots. We're going to try to put all Northern California grassroots organizations together. So this is a great time for anybody out there that wants to get involved with any of these organizations. They're actually going to be all in one place. Come on out, come meet them, come see what we're all about. See if you guys could come and participate with us, or see what you can take from there and build your own coalition out there with other people, like-minded people, because we need to stick together in the state of California. October 18th, I got to see if I can make it to the Capitol. If I don't have something else on my agenda, I will be at the Capitol. I will be standing there with our kids for no vaccinations. I will do the walkout with you guys, and I will be hopefully there. I will double check my schedule to see what we got going on. Hopefully we can be there with you. LA area, Saturday, La Raza Run. It's going to be, they're going to ride their motorcycles from LA to San Diego Harley Davidson. I'm scheduled to be there, so hopefully I'll be there with you guys. Can't wait to take that ride. It's going to be exciting to have that many people down in LA, riding from LA all the way to San Diego. This is a yearly run. First time I heard about it, so we're scheduled to be there. Hopefully everything goes right and we can be there Saturday and ride from LA to San Diego. If you guys are out there in that area, come meet me. I'm going to be out there dressed down on my motorcycle because we're doing the run. This is going to be an exciting run for everybody out. It's called La Raza Run. It's from Los Angeles all the way down to San Diego Harley Davidson. Going to be there. And of course, November 18th, don't forget, the capital for our water rights. Like and share my page. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Diego Martinez, candidate for governor 2022. Like and follow my page and please donate. We'll see you guys on the next go and Waking Up California.